So the first season of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms has just wrapped, and I asked myself, when you look at Game of Thrones, is this smaller, character-driven style of Game of Thrones better than what we've had before? Well, today I'm going to be breaking down why I thought this show was actually pretty damned impressive, and this is a non-spoiler review, so I won't give anything away. And to start with, I've personally enjoyed House of the Dragon on the whole. I thought some of it was a little bit bloated and unnecessary, like the Daemon storyline went on for too long in my opinion, and so I was like, okay, I'll give this a go, this is different. But also importantly, we're going to be getting season 2 next year of this. I will come back to the season 2 stuff, but we're actually going to get some more Game of Thrones stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm in, let's see how this goes. Half-an-hour episodes, different as well, but character focused on Dunk and Egg, so Duncan and Egg. I mean, I mentioned in a video before the tone shift was immediate because it's like them making jokes in a way and being like, oh, I'm going to be a little bit awkward, so da-da-da-da. You know, it's a very big tone shift in a way as well. And just to make this really simple, Dunk and Egg's relationship, the way it develops, the reluctant teacher, reluctant parent role that Dunk takes on or slowly takes on, and Egg just being adorable and just wanting to break out of his family because he's miserable to a degree and not happy, doesn't like some of them, and just wants to find someone that he can actually have a loving relationship. It feels like that was great, especially when you look at Dunk and his past. You can see why he was both reluctant but also actually kind of wanted it. You could see that he was kind of wanted it, but he was just traumatized. So they're trying different things with Game of Thrones, not only the format but also the way the characters are interacting with the world, although it's still very Game of Thrones, all very recognizable, miserable, difficult to move up, no social mobility worth speaking of. And the balance I thought they got right was we didn't have too much of the past with Dunk, because there were obviously some shots with Sir Island of Pennytree, and he's doing his old man drunk stuff, and obviously Sir Dunk's like, oh, you know, he's romanticising the past. It's good, and it's not too long because we don't have like an entire episode of just that where you get the, oh right, now it's the entire episode with just this, we have to do that to get to the good stuff. We had bits and bobs, like reasonably sized bits and bobs, but bits and bobs showing why Dunk was somebody we want to root for, feel sorry for. And they did really good character work with Egg and Dunk, like, I mean, sir, you must have your sword. Sir, get up. But seriously, Egg was the best thing in the show, in my opinion. He was poster child. And you had the mix of the Targaryens at the Ashford tournament. I keep thinking Ashford's wrong because I literally live a few miles from an Ashford. So I'm like, it's like Ashford. No, it's Ashford. At the Ashford tourney, it's just done well. Sir Lionel, when it comes to House Baratheon, that was cool because we don't actually get a huge amount of House Baratheon in Game of Thrones. We've got a little bit of them in House of the Dragon. But it's nice to get a different house that hasn't been completely obliterated in Game of Thrones, actually get some screen time. Interesting character. As I said, the Targaryens are interesting. You had the evil one, you also had Baelor, the good one. And it's like, you see a mix. You actually had the one in the middle, like the older father in the middle was kind of not bad, but just normal. And it delves into subjects like how they're out of touch with, like Duncan telling Sir Lionel, you know, no offence, but you've been looked after your whole life. So they touch on lots of different subjects here, and I thought that was really, really, really important to see it more from a peasant's perspective. And without giving anything away, of course, you know, stand-up, as I said, there's the Ashford tourney, that doesn't give anything away. There's, you know, the big battle section. I mean, I'm not giving anything away saying there's a battle. I won't say why, but there's the big battle with multiple people, and it's done in a different way because, again, bit like the Battle of the Bastards, you see. The Battle of the Bastards was done in some ways like a traditional battle, but it showed the gore, the horror, and also just the cluster of the whole thing, like how it just wouldn't be cinematic. It's the Sopranos quote, isn't it? It won't be cinematic. This wasn't cinematic in a way, though it did look good on screen and feel good. It wasn't bad like when the White Walkers came, and it's like, I know it's meant to be dark, and I know in real life when I'm in the dark I can't see, but in a battle, on a screen, it would be useful to see what's going on. So it's not like that. It's done in a good way. And it's just painful to watch in a good way. And we have them go through all things, you know, highs of the tourney, fun, family feuds, family issues, trying to potentially think of stabbing families and slitting their throat. All the ordinary stuff we all go through. But in Game of Thrones, in this world, that is what they do. And then the lows of people, you know, having to deal with the consequences of their actions, realising what they've done. Highborns going, maybe, just maybe, I've been a bit out of touch and haven't understood what's going on. Even people climbing up the social ladder. So a lot of normal stuff done in a different way. That's what we needed from Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon serves its purpose, but as I said, it is a bit bloated at times. This is just character focused, smaller budget production, so they can, it doesn't look cheap though, so they can focus on doing this once a year, because I don't think we're getting House of the Dragon season 4 until like 2 years on from season 3, and season 3 is coming out probably this summer. Pretty sure it's this summer. But we're going to get, it's already filming, Night of the Seven Kingdoms is already filming season 2, so we're going to get it next year at some point, which means we have more Game of Thrones, like a reasonable amount, not this bloody 2-year gap where it's like, great, okay, we have to trounce through the whole thing. It's just too long. I've said this many times, and I am very much looking forward to getting the Sworn Sword adaptation now, because this show got me pumped for it. It got me into the characters, it got me into the story. It was one setting which worked for this because it was just well done, interesting. It's like you were walking around and feeling everything from it and having the injustices and the weird, quirky characters that are sort of fun at the time, but you realise, well, the fun and games now stops, and guess what? Dreary everyday life happens. Even Sir Lionel mentioned about, God, I'm bored at Storm's End, and his properties, where he has like everything you could wish for, maybe except for the king. He's got to be in that sort of bracket. So it was excellently done. I'm more pumped for House of the Dragon because of it. I did actually think this has the potential to be better than House of the Dragon, but I'm not sure which one I'll go for. I enjoyed season 1 of this more than season 2 of House of the Dragon, but we will see what the dragon does. We will see how the dance goes. This was fun. We've got next year to come, as well as this summer with House of the Dragon. So in terms of the Game of Thrones world, we've got nothing to complain about. But what did you think? Did you enjoy this? Did you think this is just too much of a pitch away from what Game of Thrones is? They shouldn't have tried this. Or maybe you thought, excellent, even if it didn't quite hit, guess what? They tried something new. That's a good sign. Or this really hit and we get something different. Let me know below in the comments. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff if you want to support the channel, and that's your way to get more content. And until next time, I'll see you later.